Hey everybody, welcome back to GWN. I am Noctir, your host. So today we are on the dev build, as you can see, and it's time for sneak peek number 2. This sneak peek is all about new levels and balancing changes, and we got a lot, so I'm going to kind of read through a bit and then put up a video of a replay, and then we're going to talk a little bit more. So for starters, we'll take a look at the heroes, because that is the elephant in the room. The heroes go up to level 65 for the Archer, Queen, and Barbarian King, and level 40 for the Grand Warden. Take a look at some stats here. Barbarian King goes to 453 DPS, 8,264 hit points. Regeneration time is 46 minutes. This kind of reminds me of the old days now. I mean, the regeneration time's gotten way up there. And the really cool part, he summons 30 units, 30 barbarians that go along with him when he rages. That is awesome. Archer Queen, 726 DPS, 2913 for hit points, 46 minutes for regeneration time. And she summons 17 archers to go along with her. That's actually quite a lot of archers, believe it or not. And then last but not least, our Grand Warden, 253 DPS, 2240 hit points is not too bad. He's got a regeneration time of 46 minutes. They reduced it. They went back and reduced it all the way through so that he could get to that, and he's on par now with the Archer, Queen, and Barbarian King. And that's a good thing. That's one of the balancing changes that they made in the course of the update as well. So definitely happy about that. Keep in mind, guys, all these numbers that I'm showing, they are subject to change because this is a dev build. And I've said this before. Hopefully you guys remember this. But numbers can change between now and the time of the actual release, depending upon, you know, what everybody finds as we continue to do our testing with this dev build and give feedback back to Supercell. Next big thing, really cool new level on the Golem. He has an upgrade time of 14 days to get to this level, and it costs 220,000 Dark Elixir, but his hit points goes up to 7,500. Let's bring up the stat screen there. There we go. So his DPS is only 70, but hit points are 7,500. Training cost is 800 Dark Elixir. That's really gone up a lot over time. They've done some changes to the levels to adjust for this, so you'll see differences all the way back to, I think it's level 5 in both the Golem and the Golemite for the death damage that they do. It's been increased, but a little bit of changes there. And let's see, what do we got here? Healer, her splash radius is decreased. There we go. So her splash radius, which actually doesn't show on here. Okay, her splash radius is gone down from 2 tiles to 1.5 tiles, which I think really stinks. I don't like that one bit. Taking a look at the battle blimp, the hit points have gone up by 500, and so now your battle blimp level 3 is 4,000. That'll be a welcome bit of news for some of you Electron players. And we got a new level on the mortar, and there's the numbers for that. Let's take a look at him, get in and zoom in a little bit on that. I think that's a pretty neat look for that. They did drop the DPS on the Wizard Tower just a hair. So now Wizard Tower, let's see, level 8 goes from 48 to 45, level 9 goes from 54 to 50. We got the additional 50 walls. So as you guys can see, all the walls are now that pretty blue electric color. Taking a look at the spells, there's a lot of changes to the spells this time around. At Town Hall 11, we get Earthquake level 5 and Haste Spell level 5. So taking a look at those, there's the current numbers. The radius is 4.6 tiles on the Earthquake spell now, and that's an increase of about a half a tile, 0.4 tiles more that you get on the radius for the Earthquake spell. No big changes to the Haste spell other than, of course, the upgrade there. Town Hall 12 changes. First of all, you got the Rage spell goes up. This is the first time we've had a change on the Rage spell. Gosh, what was it? Was Town Hall 7 we maxed that, if memory serves? Town Hall 7 or 8? So it's been a while, but here's the new numbers for that. Costs 6 million elixir to upgrade, takes 7 days. And gives you damage increase of 180%, speed increase of 30. So that's not too bad. Also, the cost goes up to 30,000 elixir as well, as you guys can see. Poison gets a new level. This costs 200,000 dark elixir and takes 11 days. Max DPS goes up to 260. Speed drops to 42%. Or drops by 42%. Pretty good reduction in speed, as well as their attack rate decreases by 60%. So that's nice. That's not too bad. Now the really interesting spell change, and this one I'm going to show you a little replay of this with some action with the golems too, is the skeleton spell. The skeleton spell gets a new level, level 6. It costs 150,000 dark elixir, 11 days. You get 15 skeletons now, and the price for each one will be 160 dark elixir. And they changed the number of skeletons spawned at each of the levels. They go down a little bit. So now level 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 is 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14 respectively. But this is what's cool. We've got a new kind of skeleton. And let me bring up a replay to show you here, guys. You can see I've been kind of busy. Now watch these skeletons when they come out. They've got shields. Isn't that cool? So they go in with their little shields and they're attacking, and then when they get their first hit, they lose their shield and they just become regular skeletons that attack. But if you drop enough of them and you pop them into a rage, they can actually do quite a lot of damage. So I'm kind of stoked about this one. It's actually pretty cool. It's pretty fun. You can see them just tearing through all these buildings up here in the top of the base. And I just threw, like I said, all the non-defenses up there, as well as a quick eagle artillery, just so you could see how the eagle artillery would look after it got hit by the skeletons. Now, we'll take a look at the golems real quick as well, because the golems obviously are getting a new level. And they're able to actually chew through buildings a little bit quicker. It's actually very noticeable. And you can see how well they're sustaining the damage that they're taking from the archer towers and the wizard towers and the cannons even here. So not too bad there. And when they get raged, well, they really kick it into gear, and they're able to do a lot more damage that way as well. So I think that the new level of golem is going to be a bit of a game changer for a number of our attacks as we run them as well. Working together, you know, I've never been a big fan of the skeleton spell myself, but I do think that this new skeleton spell with the new numbers, the latest upgrade, and of course this kind of secondary ability, I think it's going to make a pretty sizable difference in the utility of the skeleton spell. I think it's going to work a lot better now, and I'm looking forward to that. How am I going to work into my attacks? I don't know yet. I haven't figured it out. Probably is kind of one of those things you just kind of take out extra buildings that get left around, especially like, you know, if I run a hog rider attack or something like that and I need to clear out the last little bits. That's kind of the way that I'm thinking. One last balance change, and this one is for the builder base. On the builder base, and I would assume this is anticipation of the new level 9 walls, they're reducing the cost of walls in rings. So right now, if you wanted to upgrade to level 6, 7, and 8, it would cost you 4, 6, and 8 rings. But the new cost will be 3, 4, and 6 rings. So a little bit less cost for wall segments in the builder base using rings, which is actually, I think it's a little more in line with where it needs to be, because I think it was just a wee bit off before. I mean, a level 8 ring or a wall costing 8 rings just is way too much. But that'll help some of us knock out some of our final levels. So there you go, guys. That's it. The big balance and level changes in our summer update. Got more replay or more sneak peeks coming up for you here in the next couple days, as well as some other videos. Be sure to check back. Y'all take care and keep on clashing. Bye now.